Everything feels so abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act, well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. How it hurts to see you smile, like a dagger hit me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna set your world on fire. Oh, just so sure I'll stick around. Oh, my heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for.
everybody. Welcome back to the Card Maker Success Summit. We are in day 2, you guys. Yes, we have wrapped up day 1 and now we are into day 2, watching all new, brand new videos from our speakers. So excited to see all of you here today. I want to see all of the emojis. Tell me if you're having fun. I certainly hope you are, and I hope you're getting lots of great inspiration on your next card project. All right, so we've got a lot of things to cover right now before we get into our sponsor live stream. So let's go ahead and wrap that up. First thing I want to mention is that we've been getting a couple of emails in our support, not a lot, but a few emails in our support desk asking about video playback, having issues with it being black or something like that on the screen. So what we've dug into is that there could be a cache issue, especially if you viewed any of these videos last year. So definitely here are some suggestions on how to make sure that your um, viewing experience is optimal. Go ahead and clear your cache from your browser. Maybe try a different browser, try a different device, and then also check your internet speed to make sure that it is high enough to be able to maintain both the video and the audio quality. We have checked it on our end and they are playing. We have lots of folks who are enjoying them. So I know that we've got a few folks out there that are experiencing some issues with that. So just try those different suggestions of clearing your cache, trying a different browser or a different device, and then check your internet speed. The other thing that we have discovered is that our captions are not working on mobile, and I have sent a support ticket to our video hosting platform, and they are working on it right now. The engineers are digging in there trying to figure out what's going on. So if you're having problems with the captions being not turned on mobile devices, be sure to hop onto a desktop because they do work there. All righty. Okay. So the first thing I want to remind everybody is that we have our Where Do I Find That page, and that's going to be your central go-to to locate the schedule page, locate the sponsor page, locate the speaker page, also our Shop the Demo page, and any of our external classes that we've mentioned throughout the week. So be sure to check that out. All right. Now, another thing that we have been noticing a lot of, which is really cool in the comments, especially during our speaker live streams and our sponsor live streams, is that folks are really new to card making. So they're asking a lot of basic questions, which is great. But I wanted to share with you a resource that might help you out, and that is my Intro to Card Making class. I have decided, Harriet and I were talking about this backstage earlier today, and we've decided to give everybody a 50% discount. So if you're interested in taking this class is going to go over the basic supplies that you need as a beginner card maker. We're going to talk about some different techniques, and then we're going to make a basic simple card using heat embossing. So that's a great course to get you started. Normally this class is $49, but we're going to give it to you for 50% off. And we have a special promo code for you to build to get that discount, and that's intro 50 for 50% off. So definitely check that out. If you're new to card making and you just don't know where to begin, give that a look and see if that's something that interests you. All right, now let's get into our giveaways. We've got a couple things that we need to disclose about our giveaways. One is that you do not need to be present to win. We will be emailing everybody on Monday, all of our winners. Please do not email us over the weekend because we are not going to be responding to emails regarding giveaways, whether you are asking if you won something or you're asking to claim a prize. We will not be responding to those emails because we're going to be emailing everybody out on Monday. There are multiple ways to get extra entries for registration to win. And that is when you go to the website, you put in your information, it's going to bring you to a page where you get extra points for sharing the registration website with a friend, or liking us on Facebook, or following us on Instagram. So be sure to check out those different ways to earn some extra entries into the giveaways. We've got lots and lots of fabulous prizes, and I want everybody to have the most chance to win. All right, and then also a reminder that we unfortunately are not able to extend our giveaways to international because of the sweepstake laws that are surrounding this in different countries. It's impossible for us to know what all the different laws are. So we've decided that we're only going to do that in the US. But there is a workaround. If you know anybody in the States who would be willing to register for you, and then if they won, ship that prize to you. So that is the only workaround that we have at the moment. All right, I've talked about our next live class that I'm going to be teaching via Zoom, which is going to be on March 23rd. We're going to be doing birthday cards, and I don't have the actual card created yet, but I do want to show you some backgrounds that we are going to be making. Now, these are not the exact same backgrounds, but it's sort of, just kind of give you an idea. We're going to be using some stencil paste. Oops. I always forget to turn the camera on. So we're going to be using some stencil paste in our cards. And here is what they kind of look like. Woo! Hold on. Let me see if that goes away. All right, dude. Okay. All right. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All right. So here are some of the backgrounds that I created just as a thing for us to play with. And just to give you an idea of the type of cards that we're going to be making in that class, we're going to be using some stencils, some stencil butter, and then we're going to be putting a birthday sentiment on it. These are not, again, not the exact same cards that we're going to be making, but we're going to be making similar backgrounds. I just wanted to show that to you. We are going to have a card kit, and I am actually working on that right now. So anyone who has registered for the class already, just be looking out for that email sometime next week, and you will have an option to purchase a card kit if you want. You don't have to. You can totally use whatever supplies you have in your stash, or you can just show up and observe. So it's totally up to you. All right, so what we got going on here next? Okay, don't forget that the Craft Biz in a Box is offering 2 scholarships this week to 2 engaged lucky attendees. The Craft Biz in a Box is a membership I created to teach crafters how to take their hobby and turn it into a craft content creation business. And what I mean by content creation, what I don't mean is creating cards and then selling the physical product. I mean actually creating digital content like what we're doing right now, or videos that we show in our summits, or reels on TikTok, or courses, PDFs. It's an all-encompassing thing, but it's not physical products. I just want to make sure that that is clear. Our methods that we teaches people how to make money using digital creation. And so that means teaching others what you're doing, showcasing cards that maybe you've made on a design team, all of that kind of stuff. So we're doing 2 giveaways, excuse me, not 2 giveaways, 2 scholarships to that. It's valued about $699. So if you're interested, or I've just piqued your interest anyway, go ahead and apply for the scholarship. I'm going to be looking in the chat. I'm going to be looking in the Facebook group for folks that are being engaged, helping others, sharing their knowledge. And the scholarship form is just basically going to help me decide who's going to get the most out of the program, because it is a robust program. I'm really proud of it. We currently have about 60 members in there, so it's a really exciting thing, and I hope that you would consider it. Alrighty, now let's get down to the giveaways, because we have a few to give away. All right, let me see all of the emojis in the chat. Who is ready for a giveaway? Because the first giveaway that we're going to give away is for Pipsticks. And if you guys caught us last night in our live, Mo from Pipsticks came on and did a super cute fun fold card and decorated it all with her stickers. It was a lot of fun, and she is giving $50 gift certificate. So it's you can get a lot of stickers for $50, trust me. All right, let's draw the winner for that. All right, that is going to go to Deborah, and Deborah's last name starts with an E and ends with an E. Congratulations, Deborah. All right, we're going to give 3 gift certificates to TLC Designs. They're each $5 a piece, and let's go ahead and draw for that. The first one goes to Michelle. and the last one goes to I'm sorry. The first one goes to Michelle, and her last name starts with B and ends with an N. The second one is going to go to Lisa. Last name starts with an Y, ends with an R. And then the third gift certificate is going to go to Jennifer. Last name starts with an S and ends with an H. So congratulations to everyone who has won our midday giveaways. And be sure to check your inbox on Monday. All right. So we're going to give you 72 hours to claim your prize after we email you on Monday. All right. One other thing I wanted to share with you guys. One of our sponsors is Glassboard Studios, and they create these amazing mats right here. And I just discovered not too long ago that they actually customize their mats now. You can send in like a JPEG or an PNG, and they will create whatever design you want on your glass mat. I just think it is so pretty. And as my assistant has pointed out to me, these are not magnetic. They are magnetized backings. I'm still going to call it magnetic, Harriet. But anyway, you also can get these little magnets here. They kind of remind me of the game pieces that you had for the Sorry. Remember those? Kind of looks like that. And they're really strong, and they help hold your paper down. So if you're going to be doing any kind of ink blending or something, definitely those are very helpful for that. I love that it is glass. It wipes off really easy. And if you wouldn't believe it or not, I had this glass mat this weekend when I was playing with all these pastes, and my entire workspace was covered with color, but it wipes off really, really easy. So Glassboard Studios is having a special discount, 20% off when you use the code SUCCESS20. There is a link there down below that is scrolling. Be sure to use that link and use the promo code SUCCESS20 to get 20% off your purchase. All right, I think we are ready to bring on our next sponsor. Let me get a big thumbs up from Taylor from Taylor Expressions. Looks like she's ready to craft with you guys. Let's have a big round of emoji applause for Taylor. Let's bring her on. Hey, Taylor.
Hello. How are you, Brandy?
Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Awesome. Hey, Taylor, before we get into stuff, I think we have, let me see here. We have a short little commercial we'd like to share. Is that okay?
That's great.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Taylor, owner and creative director at Tailored Expressions. At TE, we believe that crafters like you hold the power to fill the world with love and joy, one handmade card at a time. It's our mission to provide you inspiring products, amazing customer service, and a supportive community that will encourage you in your journey of sharing joy through card making. Get connected with us at tailoredexpressions.com. I hope to get crafty with you soon.
Well, and we can recognize your background because that was the background you were filming in. I love your studio. It's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I do love my teal tile. It's fairly new. We just moved into our new building in November. So I am still enjoying kind of getting settled in this new space. But yes.
Awesome. Now, Taylor, I understand that we have a special promo that you are going to be offering everybody. Now, remember, you guys, we tend to sell our sponsors out during these promotions. So be sure to go to that link, which is at cardmakersuccesssummit.com/tailored expressions. Have that screen on one side and have us live on the other so you can do your shopping while she is doing her presentation. And she is going to be offering, what is the percentage off here? I can't remember what the promo is. I'm waiting for it to scroll by.
It was a long one, but it's 10% off any purchase. And then we have free shipping over $50 always, all the time. So,
awesome.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to let Taylor take the stage so she can show us what she's going to be making today.
Sounds great. Well, thank you, Brandy, and everyone at Card Makers Success Summit for having me today. I am super excited to be crafting with all of you. And I will be sharing one of our newer inventions. It's called Create in Quads. So if you are a card maker, then this is for you. It is an innovation that helps you create 4 cards, 4 different unique panels using one set of layering stencils. And so it's really fast, it's quick, it's great for mass production. And the one we're going to be using today is birthday themed. I suppose I should maybe introduce myself. I didn't do a very good job of that, but you did hear my little commercial. I am Taylor from Tailored Expressions, and I'm the creative director here. We've been in business for almost 14 years, coming up this fall on our 14th anniversary. And we're located in Ankeny, Iowa, which is in the heart of Iowa, just north of Des Moines. So I live here with my husband, and we have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. So it is truly a dream to be able to do this every day. I love crafting. I'm a crafter at heart. And so a lot of our innovation comes from problems that I have myself and want to solve. So I am going to do a quick flip of my camera. I wish it was a little bit more smooth, but you guys are just going to have to bear with me while I turn this guy around here. All right, settings, camera, back camera. Okay, now you can see my studio for just a second. That's where I get crafty. And then we're going to change over here. All right. Is everybody seeing that okay? Hopefully. I'm going to bring my placemat up just a little bit. All right. So you can see that. Now, Brandy, I'm not sure if you can still hear me, but I'm actually not sure how to see any of the comments or chats that are being made while I am presenting. So should I be able to see those?
Only if you're looking at the StreamYard dashboard, but we can take a look at it. And if I see anything that needs to be addressed, then I will pop in.
Okay, perfect. I always like to help answer questions if there are any. So Feel free to interject as we keep going here. So, all right. Create in Quads, as I said, is an innovation that allows you to create 4 unique panels. So unique A2 size panels with one 8.5 by 11 stencil. So when I thought about this kind of coming into production, I thought, you know, we're always cutting our paper down to A2 size and then we're stenciling it. Why not leave the stencil large, leave our paper large, and be able to cut the paper down after you're finished stenciling? So we have done all the hard work of coming up with the different patterns and designs and the measurements to make this super easy for you to create. Now we are going to use our Create in Quads cardstock. It is just a piece of 8 by 10.5 cardstock. Now, why 8 by 10.5? Well, because once you're finished stenciling it, you'll want to cut it into quarters. And the 8 by 10.5 allows you to cut it into 4 equal A2 size pieces. So 8 cuts in half at 4, and then 10.5 cuts in half at 5 1/4. So our stencils, if we start with layer number 1 here, this particular one, the birthday stencil, has 3 layers. Layer number 1, hopefully you can see if I hold it up into the camera here, you can see that etched alignment guide. Now there are ways that you can draw this out. If you have trouble with your eyesight, you can trace it with a Sharpie, and that will allow you to see it better. But you're going to take your paper and you're going to place it behind, lining it up just perfectly with that etched alignment guide. Now you can use Pixie spray if you want. I'm going to be using Tailored Expressions teal tape. So this is a great tape for holding your stencil panels in place. I'm just going to rip a couple of pieces. So once I get my stencil right where it belongs, I can tack it down. All right, so I'll hold this up for you guys so you can see. It's a little bit easier to do this when you're not on camera, but all right, this is the first layer, is always the most difficult step. So once you get this one just perfectly in place, take your time. And once it's there, then you don't have to do this with every layer. I'm going to show you why in just a second. So now that my paper is in place, I'm going to tack that down with my teal tape and take a little bit of the tackiness off. Does anybody else rub your repositionable adhesive on your jeans when you want to take just a little bit of the tackiness away from it. So that's what I'm doing off camera here. I just rubbed it, kind of tacked it to my jeans a couple times, and that makes it not quite as sticky, so it's easier to get off when you want to. So now we have that paper in place. Yes.
Somebody's asking what type of paper that was.
So this is just regular sugar cube cardstock, but it is cut to size specifically for our quads. And we do sell a pack of this already cut to size at the 8 by 10.5, but it is just regular 100-pound cardstock. All right, so we're going to tack this down to our placemat. I want my paper to stay in the same place every time we switch layers. So I have tacked that layer down to my placemat, and then I'm going to take a pencil, and there are small alignment squares on each layer of the stencil. So they match up perfectly with one another. And I'm just going to go ahead and color the squares in so that when we go to move to layer 2, we will have those squares already marked, and we don't have to use those alignment guides like we used the first time. So hopefully all of this makes sense. I'm going to grab my first ink color, and we are going to do Cookie Monster ink. If you're familiar with Tailored Expressions, we have all of our inks named after foods and drinks. So that is pretty fun. Makes me hungry while I'm creating. Trying to think of what my favorite. I have favorite colors, and then I have favorite color names. So one of my favorite colors is the one that we're using now, Cookie Monster. But one of my favorite color names is probably, I like Strawberry Milkshake. I do love a good milkshake. So here I'm just using our blender brushes. These are our colored handle blender brushes. You know they're Tailored Expressions if they say create on the handle. And we're just going to blend back and forth in a counterclockwise and clockwise motion. So if you're fairly new to blending, blending in both directions helps you get the edges from the stencil in all the directions. So it keeps you from having, you know, if you're always blending this direction, the most of your ink is going to hit the same part of the stencil, and you're going to have maybe some lines. And so having the most consistent blend can be achieved more easily by going in both directions. And there are so many ways that you can dress these up. So once we get to the kind of reveal of what the stencil layers look like at the end, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks and ideas for taking these panels and then creating them into a full card. Of course, if you like to keep your card making simple, you can just take the panel, put one of your favorite sentiments on it, and call it done. Also wanted to mention that if you like to add a little bit more dimension to your blending, you can grab a coordinating color. In this case, I'm going to use Blue Raspberry. It's a little bit darker than the Cookie Monster. And I'm going to take one of our Bitty blender brushes. So these are a smaller head from our original blender brushes. It allows you to get a little bit more detail and dimension into your designs. So we're going to add a little bit of shading. I like to call it shading or dimension on some of these larger pieces. The stripes on what's going to become this party hat in this quadrant down here. And again, this is a step you could skip. If you like to keep your card making simple and you don't want to add extra time to your blending, then you can skip the step of adding that darker color. All right, now it's time to switch out the layers. Switching out our first layer. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but how do you know which layer is 1, 2, and 3? So down here in the bottom right corner, it has a number on it. And you can follow along with that numbering, etched numbering system. and start with layer 1 and then move to layer 2 and then 3. Now, there is really a lot of the stencils that doesn't matter if you move in a different direction and go 3, 2, 1, it will still come out the same. Okay, so here's where our paper stays tacked down to our placemat. We have our teal tape that's going to hold the next stencil into place, and we have our alignment squares that are marked on the placemat. So we can take the next layer and we can place that over the top, lining up those alignment squares just perfectly. And you also want to pay attention to your stencil, watching where the design falls in place with the next layer. And if you like even a little bit more stability, you can take some more of this teal tape and actually place it on top of the stencil as well. All right, we are going to move into layer 2. So for those of you who have maybe watched my lives or classes before, you may know that purple is not one of my favorite colors, but I love the combo that we're using today. This is more of a magenta colored purple, and it is called Plum Punch. So I've been known to leave purple out of the rainbow, but there is definitely a place for purple, and this beautiful color combination that we're using today definitely calls for it. It adds a really pretty aesthetic. And I think once you see these kind of finished, you'll see that this could be used for a boy card or a girl card. All right. The big reveal at the end is the best part too. So we'll keep going here, back and forth in both directions. We have, can you see the patterns starting to come together? We're working with a party hat in the bottom corner here, or I guess if we're looking at it horizontally, this is the top right. And I did mention at the top of this that we do have more Create in Quad stencils. So if you just search Create in Quads on our website, you will find all of the different designs. There are several for Christmas. We have birthday, there's Halloween, and some really fun pattern. There's hexagons, which are great for masculine cards. All right, we're going to move on to the slightly darker color this time. It's called Jelly Donut. If you don't have this amazing tool that I'm using for my ink blending, it keeps your ink pad in place. This is called the ink stand, and we do carry them at Tailored Expressions, so you can find those on our website as well. But then you don't have to go chasing your ink pad all over your desktop while you're blending. It has little feet on the bottom of it that hold it in place and keep your ink pad from moving around. So here I have a little bit darker purple. This is the Jelly Donut, and I'm adding just some small hints of that color as a little bit of added dimension and shading. And then we have one layer left. All right, a little bit up here on these streamers. You can see the presents starting to come together in this quadrant. Okay, now we're gonna take this layer of the stencil, and I did use some extra tape on the sides to tack that down, so we need to take that up. And then make sure your paper stays in place. So as we're peeling this layer off, we're keeping the paper in the same spot. Look how pretty that's turning out. Now, if you can see here on this layer 2 of the stencil, you're going to want to wash this after you're finished using it. There are a couple different ways you can wash these. A lot of times I'll take it to my sink just because it's easier, less mess to get all over your crafting area. But one method is to spray it with, let's say, Tailored Expressions sells a cleaner called Stampers Spritz. Works great for cleaning your stamps and your stencils. It has a little bit of an oily residue, but that stuff will get off anything. So if my son drew on our floors with a Sharpie marker, and I thought I was going to faint. We had just gotten them refinished. And so I tried many things to get it out. And the only thing that worked was Stampers Spritz. So I swear by this cleaner, but it does have a little bit of an oily residue. So after you clean your stencil, you'll want to wash it again with water and then pat it dry. The other thing that I've been using a lot lately is a spray bottle filled with alcohol. So an isopropyl alcohol sprayed over the top of your stencil and then wipe it clean. The great thing about alcohol is that it dries really quickly. So you don't need to use a paper towel a lot of times or any other drying solution. You just kind of leave it to the open air and that alcohol evaporates. And then you don't have to deal with drying it. So here we have the final layer. And again, we're going to take that and line it up with those alignment squares that we traced onto our placemat, making sure that it falls perfectly in line with our pattern that's already been stenciled. Tack it down with our teal tape again. And then for this layer, we're going to use the color Blueberry. And that's a nice, deep kind of navy color, I would say. Maybe not navy. It's more of a brighter blue, like a primary blue. For this one, I'm going to stick with just the one color because it's fairly dark. There's not a lot of need to do additional dimension with it. If I were to do more dimension with this layer, I would probably choose our blue corn color, which is more of that true dark navy. Couple more presents and a bow on top. And down here on the party hat, we have our little pom-pom on top and a cute little scalloped bottom. I have some card samples I want to show you once we get done with this. First, I need to walk you through how do you cut this down then. I kind of explained it at the beginning, but I definitely want to show you. It's super easy because we've already done the measuring with each patterned piece. It's just 2 cuts and we're done. All right. So there's that blueberry layer. Let me peel this teal tape up again. I love this teal tape. This is a newer introduction at Tailored Expressions, and it's just the right tackiness to hold your stencils in place and to be able to reuse it multiple times. I talked about it earlier, how I kind of stick it onto my shirt or my jeans when I want it to be a little bit less tacky. So if I were going to use this, let's say to hold my die cuts down, it is pretty tacky for that, especially with the pressure from a die cut machine. So you'll want to definitely kind of go off on something that has some, I guess, fabric texture to it to take away a little bit of that tackiness if you plan to use it to run through your die cut machine. I primarily use it to tack my stencils down, and it is the perfect solution. I can reuse it over and over until it loses its stickiness. So here we have the big reveal. This is always the most fun part of doing these stencils, is the last layer, because you get to see how those patterns have all come together. We're going to pull this off of my placemat. It's still tacked down there. And we're going to take our teal tape off of the back of our cardstock. This side, and then you can see all of the 4 patterns. So we have a couple of imagery pieces. We've got our layered presents here, and then we have our party hat. We've got some streamers, and then an all over kind of confetti pattern in the bottom corner. Now with a lot of our quads, you'll see some open space that makes a perfect spot to land a sentiment. And with this particular quad and the 2 images, I want to show you that we also have coordinating dies to cut those out. So if you wanted to not use this as a panel and you just wanted to use the presents, you could cut it out with the coordinating die and then place it over the top of another background. I've seen a lot of people take the presents and place it over the confetti, or take the party hat and place it up over the streamers. So then you're getting 2 cards out of one blend instead of 4 cards. But there are so many different ways you can add to these with sentiments and extras. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to do that step. Okay, let me move back here because, well, that's not going, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you that. So one of the things that I considered doing was adding glitter paste. So with that last layer in place, before you would take that off, we have what we call Happy Medium. It's an iridescent glitter paste. If I open it up here, you can see the sparkle even better. And you would just apply that with a spatula. My preference is the Nuvo Media spatula, this little guy. It's silicone. It has a nice bendable head on it that makes it easy to scrape that paste across your stencil. And then you're going to get some beautifully sparkly details in your final layer. It would be a little difficult to do it on all layers because you would need to wait for it to dry before you can put it through on the subsequent or the previous layers that we already did. But let me show you some of the samples here that I have. You can see on these 2 with the imagery, they have one of our design team members, Heather Nichols, created these. And she did use the glitter paste. You can see it on the presents layer and the party hat there. So she used the iridescent glitter paste through the stencil. She die cut each of those pieces with the coordinating dies and then placed them over another background. So I think that's called Free Fall background that we have. She added her happy birthday sentiments, a few little clay circles in coordinating colors, and really striking combo of cards here. So then she took this one as well and took those 2 little patterned pieces, added the same happy birthday sentiments and the clay little embellishments, and you've got a couple more cards. So there are a few ideas for how you could make these into finished projects. But before I finish up today, I want to make sure that everyone is confident cutting their Creating Quad stenciled panels apart. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this is an 8 by 10.5 piece of cardstock. So we're going to first cut it in half at 4 inches. I love using this particular cutter. We sell this cutter. It has a wire kind of guide here in between that tells you exactly where your blade is going to run. So I'm going to line that up on the 4-inch, and then I'm just going to look at that wire piece as it travels all the way up, making sure that it's not accidentally crooked and cutting into any of my pattern. And then we're just going to push that blade all the way up. So we're left with these 2 panels that now need to be cut in half at 5 1/4. And that will leave us with 4 panels sized at 4 by 5 1/4, which is the perfect layer size to fit inside your A2 card base. So there we have it. All right, now you can see how those panels cut apart. That was quick and easy. It took really not very much time at all to get some beautiful panels. Add your sentiments, whatever you would like, maybe some extra glitter details or some embellishments to really make these into fantastic, quick, easy cards. Let me walk through, because I think I have just a little bit more time here, the products that I used so that you guys can kind of see those in real time here. All right, so we have our Creating Quads layering stencil. So this is the 3-layer stencil that was used to create these 4 patterns. And then I mentioned we have our Creating Quads paper packs. So these are pre-cut for you at the 8x10.5. So no guessing, no cutting yourself. We've already cut it down for you to fit exactly behind that alignment, that etched alignment. And it comes in both the Sugar Cube, which is a beautiful 100-pound white cardstock, and then also in our Toffee, which is the foodie name for craft cardstock. It has that little bit of speckling in it. And you saw in the samples that Heather in particular loves to use her Toffee cardstock. So you can see what that color combination might even look like if you did stencil it directly onto Toffee instead of the white. Then we have the 2 coordinating dies, and these were the Creating Quads birthday presents and the Creating Quads birthday party hat. So hopefully that makes lots of sense. I don't know if there's, Brandy, if you're still out there, if there's any time for any questions that people have, or
yes, I am still here, and folks are just basically telling how beautiful the cards are, and they love the whole system of the quad system. It's they're all loving it, actually.
Good. Well, we do have, if you're familiar with the quads and maybe you have a few, I'll give just a quick announcement that we do have storage for our quad stencils coming soon. So that's coming up in March, which is something customers have been asking for, storage for these large stencils. And I'm super excited about the launch of that. So something to kind of keep in mind if you want to stop back and see what we have for storing your quad stencils. You can do that as well.
Awesome. And I think we have a giveaway to give away. We're doing a gift certificate, but Taylor, can you tell us how much the gift certificate is for?
Ooh, it's been a while since I thought we did physical prizes.
Okay.
No, we did not. No, I don't think we did.
I mean, I do have the physical prizes, products that you sent, but we were kind of confused as to whether it was gift certificate or you're giving a bundle away.
I think it is gift certificate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we did, maybe, was it 4 $50 gift certificates? I feel like. Does that sound?
All right, that sounds good.
Sorry, I don't have the email in front of me.
Okay.
I can go back and look.
Backstage. She's writing that down. So we'll give away one of those now.
Okay.
And then we will give away the others during some of our other live streams. Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome. Now, do you want to come face forward, or you want to leave your camera the way
Sure. Yeah, I can switch this up, hopefully. All right. Without making everyone too dizzy.
All right. While she's doing that, I'm going to go into our Viral Sweep software, and let's draw a winner for that first gift card. And that is going to Wendy. And Wendy's last name starts with a K and ends with a Y. And I would like just to share some of the products that you sent me, because I think these are so cool. They're all in that Create a Quad theme. Let me just switch my camera with yours. Yeah. So she sent the birthday one, which obviously is totally cute. And then I love this one. This one has the hearts. This one, what is this one called?
I think it's just Creating Quad Hearts, I want to say. Yes, it does some fun love themed patterns. We did that for Valentine's Day, but a lot of people use it for wedding cards too.
And then we've got this one right here is the geometric shapes. Those are so cool. I think we had Nikki Bailey on earlier today, and she was talking about masculine cards. So I think she needs to get one of these stenciling layers, because she said she loves to do geometric shapes for her masculine cards. So
yeah, that's a great pattern for masculine for sure.
Yep. And then we've got some of that Sugar Cube paper that is already cut down to size. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, good deal.
Thank you again for having me. I had fun hanging out with everybody today. And yeah, feel free to use that coupon code if you found anything that inspired you.
Absolutely. We certainly had a lot of fun having you on. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. Oh, great. Awesome. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you guys, that was amazing. I love stencils. It's one of my favorite tools to use. So I cannot wait to break into this product that she sent for us to try out. And yeah, sounds good. All right, you guys, we're going to be heading over to the other studio. So be sure to go over to the schedule and find us over there. We're going to be meeting with KB Riley, Karen Bernstein, and we're going to be looking at all of her cool little dies. So, all right, take care.